Coming up at 5, responding to the scene only to find one of your own. We're talking to a firefighter's wife and his chief about his road to recovery and what it was like when work hit a little too close to home. And the high school football season kicks off tonight. We're live at our game of the week, Webb City at Nixa, and we're discussing how safety is a top priority in this heat. Color 10 at 5 starts now.
Now from Ozarks First, you're watching Color 10 News at 5.
Thanks for joining us at 5. A Fairgrove man suffered extensive injuries after being thrown off a four-wheeler last week. Firefighters responding to that call showed up to find the man was one of their own. Color 10's Carissa Codell is live in Fairgrove this afternoon after speaking with the fire chief and the firefighter's wife about his road to recovery.
Yeah, Steve, Justin Stanley's wife tells me when she got the call that her husband was being life-flighted to the hospital, she was mentally preparing herself for the worst. Now, the fire chief here tells me Justin is the kind of guy who always wants to help.
It was just a normal day up until the time we received the phone call, and en route we knew it was in that area, and some of the bells started ringing because we knew he enjoyed riding four-wheelers.
An August 15th 911 call took on extra meaning for the Fairgrove Fire Protection District.
And there's a job to do, but there is the extra emotional level that you have to overcome whenever it's somebody that you know so well.
Justin Stanley was riding his ATV at home alone when he was thrown off.
Thankful for the person who stopped by and saw him in the ditch, because if they hadn't stopped, I don't think he would be here with us. I don't know who that person is, but I'm very thankful for them.
Justin suffered an open book fracture to his pelvis and broke several ribs.
Thankfully, his spine and his head were okay, and that's what we, are most thankful for. The doctors say that he's expected to be able to recover fully.
For now, he's wheelchair bound for at least 12 weeks.
Super restless.
It's tough.
This accident isn't the only hardship the Stanley family has faced this year. In May, the Stanleys lost their baby before she was born. Then Justin was diagnosed and beat thyroid cancer. The Stanleys say they are thankful for the community support.
I would think that, little visits and stop bys.
I think what he's trying to say is that, as time progresses, those continuous outreaches from family and friends and stopping by and, hanging out for a little bit.
He's just really enjoys life. Anywhere he can be that will make a difference is generally where he wants to be.
And you can find links to donate in this story on our website, ozarksfirst.com. Reporting live in Fairgrove, I'm Carissa Codell, Color 10 News.
A Camdenton man was killed after his motorcycle crashed Thursday night. Highway Patrol says Dennis Harmon was driving east on US 54 when his Harley-Davidson left the road and hit a median cable barrier. Harmon was thrown from the motorcycle. He was taken to a hospital where he later died of his injuries. High school football is back tonight, but most fans will have to wait an extra hour to see their teams kick off for the first time this season. Color 10's Parker Padgett is live in Nixa after speaking with school officials about delaying start times because of the heat.
Yeah, Nixa is just one of several schools, like you said, pushing back those start times to 8 o'clock tonight because of the heat that we have had this week. Now, I talked to schools in the Ozarks about what went into that decision and how these start times aren't set in stone just yet.
One of the best things is we start off as mandated by our state association with MSHA heat acclimatization process. So it comes down, it's very scientific as far as how many hours you can be out each day and a mandatory day off on day 7. And from there, we looked at the weather last Sunday. We knew what we were getting into.
High school games in Springfield, like others in the area, have been pushed to 8 p.m. The Athletics and Activities Director says it's possible that if it doesn't cool down and is too hot by kickoff, games could be postponed even more. Scott tells me these decisions will be determined by what schools call the wet bulb temperature reading.
It looks at 3 factors and comes up with a calculation. It looks at number 1, the heat, what is the actual temperature. Looks at number 2, what's the humidity in the air. And then the third one is what is the wind. And all 3 of those are calculated together to come up with a wet bulb reading. At 90, we stop going outside.
In addition to later start times, schools are taking extra precautions, not just for the safety of the players, but for fans and staff. I'll tell you more about that at 6. Reporting live in Nixa, Parker Paget, Color 10 News.
We are near 100 degrees today, and we have once again hit 110 in the heat index. Our heat wave is going to end soon, in fact, by the second half of the weekend. Meteorologist Matt Hefner taking our first look at weather here at 5.
It's the 6th day in a row that we hit at least 110 heat index. We have a very hot atmosphere. We also have a very active atmosphere where we have lots of isolated pop-up thunderstorms going on. Most of these thunderstorms that are taking place are to the east of Highway 65. That's where we're seeing the majority of this activity. And I want to highlight the cell over Waynesville because just 5 minutes ago it had severe thunderstorm warning on it because it's producing marble-sized hail over our area. So we're seeing a lot of these isolated cases. And when we talk about isolated, look at this. Some places in West Plains, 2.4 inches of rain. But if you just go 10 miles to the left or to the right, you don't see a drop. And this is something that we expect to continue and to go on at least for today. And we have some more chance of some rain and showers that are going to be coming this weekend. I'll have more details on that later. But right now we're still in this heat wave. But the good news is light at the end of the tunnel. It is going to be ending today. We just have to get through it before those cooler temperatures happen. And talking about the game of the week, the forecast for what's going to be happening. Kickoff 8 p.m. Battle of the Birds. Nixa Eagles versus the Webb City Cardinals. It's going to be about 87. It's going to be a warm one. It's going to be a humid one out there. Steve?
All right, Matt, talk to you in a few minutes. A judge has ruled in favor of a law banning gender-affirming care for minors in Missouri. Families of transgender minors had sued to overturn the law, but it will take effect Monday as scheduled, meaning minors in the state will no longer be able to receive gender-affirming surgeries. Children prescribed puberty blockers or hormones before August 28th will be allowed to continue their treatments. It certainly doesn't feel like football weather out there yet, but several area teams hope this is the beginning of a long season. Color 10's Chris Pinson is live at Nixa High School with a preview of our game of the week, and it is a matchup of Titans with the Eagles hosting Webb City.
Oh, Steve, yes, it is. Let me tell you what, we got two premier teams going at it tonight that everybody in the Show Me State knows about. And I got to tell you, the conditions outside, you talked about it. It is smoking just like a Boston Classic song. Believe me, I can't wait to watch this game all unfold. Could be a candidate for Game of the Year. Because look, even though John Perry's unit comes in with a record of 2-14 against the 16-time state champion Cardinals, Nix has won the last two meetings in this one by an average of 18 points. But that third victory in a row, well, that all depends on how Nate Uber and Drew Blevins play tonight as they split reps in a quarterback battle for the starting job. Both guys don't have a lot of experience, only played in 4 games last season, totaling 1 completion on 3 attempts for 7 yards. So they're truly going to get their feet wet this evening, which means the onus goes on the offensive line. Across the board, they're 6'3", 285 pounds, so they have got to protect these quarterbacks to get their footing in the pocket, get them comfortable, and open up some serious lanes on the ground attack. But despite those limited reps in live action, Coach Perry is confident his signal callers have the ability to succeed.
They know they're battling. They know, that they have to be good and that they're battling for that job, and they have to earn the right to make us play them more. And, we're excited that they're both really, really good.
Tune in tonight at 9:30 on our sister station, Fox 49, for complete coverage and our high school football show, First and 10. You won't want to miss it. Reporting live from Nixa High School for Color 10 Sports, I'm Chris Pinson.
Coming up at 5, a lawsuit filed following the fires in Maui. Why the county is suing a local electric company.
You're watching Color 10 News, Ozarks First, with Steve Savard. Bailey Stroll. Weather with Chief Meteorologist Jamie Warner. This is Color 10 News at 5.